Hey, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Freak here once again, aka Mr. Mania Wolverine. As always, you guys interested in intros and introductions for this channel on my social media links such as Twitter X, Instagram, BShoot, writing on Reddit, all that other good stuff. Links to source box down below, cards on the side. If you want to care about my stuff, like, share, comment. If you really care about my shit, please hit the bell. Especially subscribe. My watchers out there and people. So anyways. And it's like 2 months old. I actually heard it from a VTuber chick, even though it was like 3 days ago. I heard about it, but I didn't feel like watching it yet until I wanted to watch my own time. I'll leave the link to the first female VTuber chick that I saw this from. I'll give you a hint. She's like a fire cow instead of a sleeping cow. But anyways, I had two different actual like internet news I want to talk about. One of them is going to be very, very massively super huge prominent. Ginormous ass, needs some introduction YouTuber nickname guy. He got in a bunch of drama last year, especially with Amazon. A bunch of other fools out there. Some of the YouTubers and Twitch streamers supported him. Others absolutely hated the shit out of this man. And you know what? It is what it is. I don't care. And the other one has to do with a very hardcore virtual VTuber drama news. Happened like 2.5 days ago. By the time I see this will be 3 days or 6, 7 days old. It's going to be very old ass drama. Sucks. I talked about her a few times, but I always talked about a lot of positivity. It's one of the good things that she did, but found out she was a lying, cheating, backstabbing bitch the whole time, unfortunately. Anyways, after doing that, I don't waste your guys' time. And this is like 2 months old. I heard about this dude way back in 2010, 11, so my sophomore, junior year of community college, going on like actual college university. So nothing new here. So I heard about this dude, VideogameDunkey, way back in the days. This is when I used to watch a lot of old school Pokemon YouTubers like Tamashi Roka, Jay Witz, and a bunch of other fools like Protomari and all of them back in the day, early 2010. So I heard about him a couple times. I never really watched him that much. I only watched him once every like 2 or 3 years. Not very many times. This dude's kind of cringy, I'm not gonna lie. He's got almost 8 million subscribers, so man really needs an introduction here. So it's called Gamer Cred. It's like street cred, but I'm not gonna bullshit around the bush. They're told let's just jump into it. Let's go. And this dude always reminds me, he's kind of cringe sometimes, but some of his shit's really good. He's a real actual OG gamer. So let's go.
We are living through an unprecedented era in gaming right now. For the first time in the history of the world, the average gamer cred score has dropped below 0.25. If that number doesn't terrify you, I don't know what will. In today's society, we are surrounded on all sides by pretend gamers, people who pretend to be real gamers, but in reality have never played Super Mario Galaxy.
It really did that? No way.
But
not turned on. Oh my god, it's not turned on? Oh, this is before the PlayStation 5 was a thing. This is the PS4. So dang, good eye there, Dunkey.
Reality have never played Super Mario Galaxy. You see, back in the Xbox Live Golden era of gaming, everybody's gamer score was visible to the public. You could just click on somebody's profile and see, okay, you beat Mile High Club on Veteran. This is an actual gamer. But today, they keep it all hidden because of course they do.
My favorite video game is FIFA. My favorite video game would have to be NBA 2K. Been playing that for many years.
Wrong.
My favorite video game is Madden.
No, it isn't.
Call of Duty.
Deleted.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Actual gamer in the building. Yesterday I was watching this.
Oh my god. This dude's voice, he kind of sounds like occasionally. I forgot, he always sounds like this other black Moreno dude, but he's actually, I think he's like a white or Hispanic or something, because I seen the real life picture of him. I think he's like a white guy, he's just Hispanic Latino or something. He reminds me of that dude, kind of looks like that chubby girl dude, like I used to watch Pokemon Go videos occasionally, this reversal dude, kind of looks like him a little bit. He doesn't sound like him at all. He sounds like the old school, that was his name. He reminds me of this other dude, Jinxie, back in the day. He's like old school, this black guy, this African American dude. He used to do a lot of reaction videos. That's what he kind of sounds like a little bit. And this other dude does a lot of like old iceberg theories. His name's Book of Atlas. He kind of sounds like him too. I haven't heard this dude in like 5 years.
Which streamer? I'm not going to say who it is, but you know who I'm talking about. He's going on this huge rant about video games. You could just tell from the look in his eye that he's never played Warcraft 3 in his entire life. Dude was just radiating this never played a Spyro game energy the whole night.
Oh no, dude, this makes me feel old as shit, man. You guys know, you've been around the channel for a long ass time. You know, I was a 90s kid. I grew up with every seeing almost PS1, PS2 era game, like the typical Spyro Dragon trilogy, the Crash Bandicoot original one for the PS1 version. That shit was freaking lit back in the day. That and the original 2 Rayman games, Gex Gecko. The only ones I never got to play that much because I didn't have a GameCube or N64 at the time. I had a GameCube. Was N64 was on the Banjo-Kazooie one and Donkey Kong. I missed out on those two. And then the Bubsy fool. I never got to play any of the Bubsy games. The ones that was like 101 Dalmatians, like the third-party games from Disney, the third-party games from Nickelodeon. I never got to play too many of those until the PS2, PS3 era. A lot more. PS1, I completely missed a lot of Nickelodeon Cartoon Network games. I played a couple of them on Game Boy Color and Advance, though, and DS. So there was that. And dude, that shit makes me feel old, man. Part 2 and Part 3 were better. Part 1 was okay, but I feel like Part 1 was like too hand-holdy. I beat that thing with a half hour, hour and a half, and I was that's when I was a 90s kid.
You could tell from the chair he was sitting in that the man has never touched a single Hitman game. Then he starts talking about the golden age of gaming. You know what game he starts talking about? Valorant. And that's when you know this is a 0.03 gamer cred level gamer. We have got to boost our numbers. And the first part of this process is learning just how many games are better than Valorant. Max Payne 2.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Max Payne 1 and 2, that was a gem. Never mind. I never played the third Max Payne. Part 1 and 2 I did play, but I had to play it at my cousin's houses. Dad did like a lot of blood and gore and violence and shit like that, so I had to play it at one of my cousin's places instead, unfortunately. Wasn't allowed to play that type of gory type of M for mature games until later when I was 18. Way back in the late 2000s, early 2010. Long ass time ago, unfortunately. And then dude. I'm not gonna shit on people that like the Apex Legends, Valorant, Fortnite. They like that stuff, that's good. That's more of a Gen Z, Gen Alpha thing. That's where you see the alpha gap. That gap, the generation gap of gamers. The ones that grew up as 80s kids or the ones like me, a little later on, 90s kids. They grew up with a lot of shit that I like. A lot of the FPS games. Not FPS games, the racing simulator games. That one's the fighting simulator games. That one, and a lot of side-scrolling platform. A lot of single-player and double-player games. Way more single-player than anything. And visual novels. It's hack and slash shit. That's the shit. Arcade stuff and pinball stuff. We were 90s kids. You know you were hooked like that to cocaine like a motherfucker on that thing. I'm just saying. Well, let's see what he likes. That's probably his personal bias list, so I'm gonna shit on Dunkey too much.
Max Payne 3, Bubsy, Blind.
Did you play Assassin's Creed? Yeah, sure.
I remember Balan Wonderworld, dude. That thing got crucified like crazy. I think it was like 2019 or 2020 when that came out. I never played it. I remember I did like a video on it like 5-6 years ago. I thought it was from Sega first, but it was from Square Enix. You know that bitch Billie Eilish.
Play Red Dead Redemption. That shit was fucking hard.
That's like the easiest game ever made. We have to expand our knowledge of gaming history, or the pretenders will erase our illustrious legacy. Did you know that before the PS5, Sony made games?
You were a real badass fucking gamer if you had shit like the PS1, PS2, or like N64, GameCube, or Sega Genesis. If you were way old school, NES, SNES, Sega Saturn, even that shit, or ColecoVision shit. And you were a real OG, actual legit fucking gamer at that time. And a Dreamcast freaking thing too. I couldn't get the Dreamcast and all 4 of them because I lived in the ghetto projects. So there's no way my parents would be able to afford 4 or 5 consoles like that all at once. When I was a 90s kid, there's no way in God's earth that was gonna happen. I would have came from a rich kid's family like thing, then I would have been able to get all 4 or 5 of those consoles. I was only able to get 1 or 2 at the most, and that's it.
For a different console called the PlayStation 4. Now think on that.
I'm like EA Sports. I'm in the game.
I don't have a game, cuz.
Snoop, you got more games than Master Chief. You were in True Crime, Def Jam, Way of the Dog, Call of Duty, Fortnite. One of the stages in Tekken is just straight up called Snoop Dogg, and it's you sitting there on a big throne.
I don't have a game, cuz.
Here is Naked Snake and Solid Snake. Can you tell me the difference? You have 1 second. Sorry, you took too long. 500 cred has been deducted from your account. You have to understand that we are living in a world with gamers that don't even know about Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey.
I'm a big gamer.
Shit, I remember that one.
World with gamers that
Bro, that
don't even
made
know
me
about
feel old as shit there. Abe's Oddworld, man. Oh my god, that was a beautiful badass fucking. That was the good shit there. Any of you guys are younger, little Gen Z or Gen Alpha kids, play the hell out of this freaking game. is one of the best freaking side-scrolling platformer games ever played in your fucking life. I used to remember call it Abe's Oddworld or Abe's Oddworld Adventure. That shit was, that's an old school throwback there, man. No way Gen Alpha, Gen Z, because they're not gonna know anything about this. They're gonna have no idea in hell what Abe's Oddworld's. Very undercredited game. This is like how Dino Crisis was and like freaking Turok was. Very undercredited. Same with Perfect Dark. This one didn't get this time to shine in the light of being an old school gamer nerd or gamer fanboy like how I was. At that time, I worshipped the shit out of Nintendo and Sony at that time. Of course, then I found out a lot of these corporations don't care about money, but that wasn't until like my early 20s with Sony and then my early 30s with Nintendo. And they are fucking dying out there. Nintendo's making a lot of fucking bad decisions. I don't know if it's Doug Bowser, the CEO there, or Shintaro Furukawa, the one from Nintendo Japan. They're making all these fucking stupid ass idiotic fucking goddamn decisions to make the controllers and all these other little accessories over $100+. That's fucking madness. What the hell? At least Microsoft and Sony ain't doing that shit, but still. Eventually they're gonna get their time on somewhere they fucked up to. But dude, this is a banger. Definitely play this shit.
World Munch's Odyssey.
I'm a big gamer.
You hadn't tell me what dimension King Mickey has been sealed in for the past 27 years exactly.
You know, Donkey Kong specifically, like, that character, I think he speaks.
Okay.
When I was a kid, the coolest game was Cool Borders 2.
Oh, dude. I played all four of them. Cool Borders 1, 2, 3, and 4. I never played the N64, the Dreamcast version. I only played the PS1 and PS2 edition. I know it was SSX Tricks, I think, on PS2. It wasn't on PS... Might have been on PS2. It may not have been on PS2. I don't remember. But all four of those Cool Borders games and all Tony Hawk shit. Every day after I got out of school, I would play the hell out of that after I was done with my homework and all that shit, of course. And then I had to touch grass for a little bit. AKA real touch grass. And then after that, probably go out to the playground for 2-3 hours. And then I come back home and play a shitload of Cool Borders and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 after that. After I was all done with my homework and shit. Those were good times. Mid-late 90s, like 1996 to 1999, 2000. Best, beautiful years of my life. Besides the bullying shit I had to deal with, but it's another story.
Play as a little alien. Today, kids have godlike access to hundreds of incredible video games, but are misled into playing the lamest trash imaginable.
Apparently, you guys really like cats.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
I'm Anna, and I head up the Valorant studio.
When you are interviewing for a job, they don't care how many Valorant skins you have. What they're gonna do is ask you, what's the better bowling game, Flintstones or Animaniacs? The correct answer, Tekken Tag Tournament. Let's say you really grind it out and hit the top rank on Valorant.
Oh
That's
my
gonna...
god, what is that cringe dancing? Meow, 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 meow. What kind of stupid ass brain rot horse shit is that, dude? Are you kidding me? Jesus fucking Christ. No, man. This is why I'm so glad I don't have kids. So I have to buy them stupid ass shit like that. Oh, Christ, no. I am cringing and dying on the inside looking at that shit. And then you can tell she's got that blue hair. She's probably one of those stupid fucking SJW snowflake. I almost said the other slur word for gay people, but LGBTQ people, no offense. Freaking bundle of sticks, that's what they are. Absolutely disgusting ass, goddamn disgusting, disgraceful. They shouldn't even get the fucking goal to even call themselves, oh, they're a gamer, a game developer. No. They ain't gonna put their stupid ass, dumbass, retarded political pundit trash wokeness into that thing. Nah. Hell no. Burn that shit with fire, in my opinion. You need to get fools like that off their soapbox, bro. It's dumb shits like those. And like I say it before, I say it again. You need to get the fuck off that and go on old boomer mainstream media shit like Fox or CNN or something. Let's move on.
Net you about 42.7 gamer
at
cred.
all. No fucking place in the gaming industry, in my opinion.
However, just by completing the first mission of
dude.
Marble...
That was my shit, dude. I used to play that for Xbox 360 and PS3. And I only played it occasionally because one of my friends had the Xbox 360. I didn't have I had the PS3 and the Wii at the time. So I had to play it at his house because that was an Xbox 360 exclusive. I don't think they ever had that for the PlayStation 3 or Nintendo Wii at the time. That was beautiful. I think it was called Marble Escape. beautiful.
Last Ultra, you would have got 403 points.
Jeffrey Darevensky is a McGill University professor who studies video games.
Valorant has always been trash. When I was a teenager, all I played was multiplayer shooters. I went from SOCOM to Wolfenstein to Counter-Strike to Rainbow Six, Halo, Gears, Battlefield, but looking...
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't play a lot of Call of Duty or like... What was the other one? He's going way too fucking fast, bro.
All I played was multiplayer shooters. I went from SOCOM to Wolfenstein to Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I didn't know Counter-Strike went back to the Xbox and PS1, PS2 era and GameCube era. What? I thought that was like 2011 or 2012. That was around in 2000, 2001? What? What about the Counter-Strike CSGO Lotto thing? Is that still a thing? It couldn't have been. Because at the time, that internet was like a baby at that time, or a toddler. You still had to use that dial-up MSN, MSLN, DSLM sort of dial-up freaking old school slow-ass internet in 2000, 2001. I remember this in 2001 too, because I used to go to my cousin's place a couple times. I was allowed to play crazy violent video games and watch as many effed up movies as I can when my parents were around. I came from a Christian background. I couldn't do that shit in my house, which sucked. But man, that shit was so good, man. And all the crazy old school freaking 2chan shit and what else? Angel Fire that was on there, man. That was some good ass stuff. And all the Flash mobile games we used to play. Not mobile games, but Flash PC games. Those were the freaking jam. That was like touching gold. Diamonds and gold. It was just a beautiful ass, never forgettable experience. Nostalgia bias. I know I'm saying what nostalgia bias is, but that was the best of all time. Greatest. No Gen Z or Gen Alpha, because they'll never be able to know what that's like now, because a lot of those died out.
Rainbow Six.
I didn't know Rainbow Six was around too. I remember Rainbow Six Siege was around for like the PS2 and Xbox, not the one, but Xbox 360 and the original Xbox and the GameCube. Yeah, you know how I feel about
Halo, Gears, Battlefield, but looking back as an adult, I realized that I was actually generating more cred when I was 10 than when I was 16. When I was 10, I was playing stuff like Tron Bond, Crash Bandicoot, Rogue Squadron, Shenmue, Power Stone, Gran Turismo, Diddy Kong Racing. I was unwittingly branching out into all these different genres of video games, and sometimes I would get lucky and play something made with genuine artistic vision, like Yoshi's Island.
What is a movie from your career that would make the...
Dude, oh my god. That was like the second SNES game I ever got. Like Super Mario All-Stars was Yoshi's Island. Oh my god. Even to this day, as a 36-year-old grown old ass man, every time I hear that ending, I cry like a baby, man. I start bawling tears of joy and happiness. And even with the boss like levels, like music themes, that shit still makes me cry because I have such a attachment to nostalgia for that shit. I just become a straight up pussy when it comes to how beautiful that fucking symphonic orchestral music is. Japanese know how to do it right. I'm sorry, they just do.
Best video game.
It's definitely got to be Nacho.
They already did that.
I'm Bowser, baby.
There are sections of this game where you are generating over 1,000 CPM. We're talking cred per minute. DK Country, Streets of Rage 2, Halo 1. These are verified gamers games with highly concentrated CPM. A player that has played these games is considered to be untouchable by the League of Gamers. When you are in a military combat scenario, who do you want watching your six? The dude that plays Quintus in Valorant, or the dude that's played through the entire campaign of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Iron Thunder on the hardest difficulty? When you see a car crash, it's because the people driving never played Project Gotham Racing. When you eat bad food, it's because the chef never played Cooking Mama. When your beagle won't behave, should have played Nintendogs. When the pizza's late, should have played...
I'm sorry, I know I love the fuck out of how Nintendo was with the DS and 3DS, but... And Nintendogs, that was for people that didn't have experience how to take care of animals, whether it's a pet bird or rabbit or cat, dog, or whatever the hell you were taking care of. Luckily, I had like 3 different parakeet birds I used to take care of a long time ago. Fortunately, they passed away after that. They were beautiful little birdies. It's like these little green, yellow birdies. I love them, man. They were the best thing ever. And then like this little Chihuahua dog I used to have in those 7 away. It annoyed the hell out of me. Yeah, you don't have to clean their dog poop or the piss IRL. But man, it's not the same, bro. And, you know, I like Nintendo's innovation and doing how they used to do stuff in the mid-late 2000s. They they put their foot in their mouth with that one. That one too. That's an old school one.
Spider-Man 2. Pretend gamers are always trying to convince us that gamer cred is worthless. But if that's true, then why are so many rich and powerful people trying to acquire it?
At one point, I was, maybe one of the best Quake players in the world.
I actually own at Smash Brothers. I've never lost. I don't lose at Smash Brothers. And you know what? I choose Luigi.
Yeah, right. You only pick Game & Watch.
We have something really exciting to talk about.
We're here today to talk to you about skins and other cosmetics.
The downfall of the pretend gamer is that they are eternally doomed to play games where you can only pretend to have fun.
Great game, Julia.
However, there is another world of good, cred-generating games like
NBA Jam.
Oh, Space Invaders. Classic.
NFL Blitz.
Classic.
Ocarina of Time.
Classic.
Tony Hawk.
Ooh, classic.
The Street Fighter.
Tekken.
Monkey Ball.
Monkey.
Yeah, that's good.
Favorite video game? Watch Dogs.
Oh, that's fun.
Look out for this game.
No.
I love game night.
Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna skip this commercial file. Alright, so yeah. Thoughts, views, opinion, speculation. I already gave out my thoughts, views, opinion, speculation. That last 30-40 seconds. I when they showed like those fools like Chris Pratt and what's it called? Dude Jimmy Fallon. And they don't even give a shit about games that much. I know that Jimmy Fallon, he said he did like growing up with the original NES and the really old school shit before I was around. Like Commodore 64, Atari and all that shit. The original old school Famicom shit. That's the ones I grew up with. I didn't get to grow up with those ones because I was before my time in the 80s. I wasn't around until like 1989, way later on. That's when I was able to play that shit later on when I was like 5, 6 years old in the mid-late 90s. And Tony Hawk's Underground, dude, I could go on for absolute hours on that thing. I even, like 2 months ago, I binge watched a shit ton of like, not the rise and fall, but a lot of these YouTube like documentary videos about how monumentally iconic the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series was. I binge watched so many of those videos. If I remember to leave any of them down below, I'll see if I can. There's one dude that was, he was talking about a lot of the beautiful environments, the outdoorsy environments, how it makes you feel comfy and cozy and all. Man, this dude named Pretzel, so I know I'm subscribed to him, and then did it like 4 or 5 months ago. And he talked about Tony Hawk Talks Underground, America Wasteland, Underground 1 and 2. America Wasteland, that was a real good one, because that fool, the one before he started drinking a lot of drugs and alcohol and all that shit, before he started going way unhinged and started wanting to beat the fuck out of motherfuckers for no reason. The Bam Margera dude, I know he was in there. That's before he lost his friend, the Ryan Dunn fool. And then that man was never the same ever since. It's real fucking sad what happened to that fool. And it's real sad, man. That's a beautiful ass time. It had like, you could do racing, you could do like skiing and swimming and all that shit. And then the last Tony Hawk was the remaster remake HD. I know 2 months ago I did talk about it. It was in February or March or 2 months earlier. I talked about that remaker remaster I was supposed to do for Tony Hawk's Part 3 and Part 4. I know I did a video on that a little while ago, not that long ago. So if I remember to leave it in the description box down below, I'll try to remember to leave it down in the description box. Unless you guys want to find it yourself. But real thoughts, views, opinions, speculations for real now. Man, all the freaking Mario games. I never got to play Mario Galaxy 2, man. The first one I did play, my god. The music in that thing, I could worship and love for hours on that thing. That one, along with, what was it called? The other shit that he had. I didn't know why they showed Elon Musk there, too. They said he wasn't even a real gamer. He got exposed for being a lying piece of crap for not being a gamer anymore. And I know just last week or earlier this week, they talked about the Oblivion thing. There was a remake remaster to that game. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I really like the old school shit, like for Project Gotham Racing, I never got to play that one. That one or Midnight Club I missed out on, man. I wish I go back in time and play Midnight Club 1 and 2, man. Those look so fucking good. Same with Ridge Racer. I never got to play that one either. I played a lot more in the other one, Gran Turismo, when I did everything else. I had Cruising City USA. And then what else was another old school racer simulator game? And of course the one that had Nintendo in it. The one that was on the Wii, they did a remake for the NES way back in the day. That motocross game. It was called Cycle something. Damn, I don't remember the name. I'll leave it down below if I remember to. I was hooked on that one like freaking an addict. Let's just say that. And the last little bit of the thing, he should talk about how good music was for the 90s, 2000s, how amazing as hell a lot of these video game soundtracks was. The shit for Donkey Kong, that was a good one in there. The Crash series was real good. Cooking Mama, and it's funny because I hate to admit it, I did play Cooking Mama 1, 2, and 3. It was for like the 3DS and 2DS, and I think I played it for the Wii and then my PS4 Pro. And that's it. I know, it sounds crazy, but I did play that one. I know it's supposed to be for girls. I don't give a fuck. It was fun. And it reminds me how Overcooked 1 was, too. That shit was... It's more of like a Mario Party game, but like third-party version of that. Like a Sony version of that shit. Let's think of the Little Big Planet characters for making food for Overcooked. Oh, man. I usually don't care for games like those, but that one... I don't know if it's because how good the music and the little environment was. It was like really hilarious and comedic. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. And that's it. Let's go into the internet news, and I'll see you guys in a quick second again. Okay, so this happened like, what, 12, 13 days ago? Almost 2 weeks old, but I don't care. I'm still going to talk about it anyways. It actually happened here in Vegas, too. It's crazy as hell as that is. So this guy, Mr. Beast again, Jimmy Downs, this is from screenshotmedia.com. Got a credit card to do there. Mr. Beast faces new backlash as fans of Man brief from disastrous Las Vegas immersive experience. So this is really bad. I'm way far away from like 3.5, not 3.5. I'm like 2.5 hours away from it. It's actually way past that window over there too. Fortunately, I have to see that shithole every fucking day. I'm not gonna get in that either. So it says I'm just gonna read a little bit of it. First came the controversial glass called Willy Wonka experience that gave the world flap, and the meaning that a disastrous Bridgerton live-action event followed, which netizens dubbed an embarrassing scandal. Now, Mr. Beast, who has never been shy to invertebrate a trend, jumped on the bandwagon with his own immersive event and turned it into more of a Danica as train wreck. Here's everything you need to know about the influence controversy lady. Okay, I just want to hear what he starts fucking around with that one part. Oh, here it is. The event was supposed to be centered around the on-site activations and experiences across the Resorts World. It should be called Resorts World. That's what it was called. Property and some of its restaurants, along with the gift bags and exclusive merchandise. One of these was even supposed to be a $10,000 gift card voucher, redeemable for cash. Although only the fans, I should say, and they never should have said it like that, who booked the 3-night stay were eligible for the mysterious mystery bags. Was advertised the experience would be open to all visitors. If this engaged advertiser didn't seem to capture the reality of the event. Oh, here it was. It says, here's a message we got from Resorts World Insiders today. It was 2 weeks ago. It was like 13 or 14 days ago. Mr. Beast's experience was essentially just a license deal with Mr. Beast IP. There was no experience ever planned. And internally, none of the teams informed the extent of the hotel packaging. Mr. Beast's experience with Resorts World continues to implode. Nobody can expect the promised activations and immersiveness experience to be standing around wondering if there will be lawsuits. Dude, I feel so bad for these people, bro. That's so fucked up what happened to them, man. That's just gonna make his fans more pissed off than it was before. Let's see if I can play this on TikTok.
I'm here at Resorts World
Hold on.
for the Mr. Beast experience. Now, we were told that this was over 3 days. We had to pay in advance. And y'all, it is day 2, and there's still nothing going on. They've given us like one item.
Wow.
The mystery box is supposed to be today, but I'm standing where supposedly there was supposed to be an activation right in front of Doghouse. The district, there's nothing going on there either. So far, we're not getting a lot of information. There wasn't information up front, so not going to say we're disappointed. We're still going to give this a chance. We're vlogging this on YouTube, so make sure to follow us there. But so far, I don't know. We'll keep you all updated here on TikTok, but this is not looking great so far.
Damn, dude. So you heard from one of those fools there. Oh, man, that's a shame, man. He's already getting on a whole bunch of drama last year. This shit's just gonna destroy fuck over his reputation way more than it did before. And in this one, I'm gonna do maybe a separate video on this one. I don't want to talk too much about this. Wow, it's already past 30 minutes, huh? Ooh, this one blew up big time 2 days ago. Oh my god, wow. Woo! This was crazy. I already read the big giant apology that she did, Cinder. This chick, I used to love watching all her little Try Not to Laugh compilation. It's from this virtual VTuber thing called VTube Moment. So I'll leave the link down below for their old videos. It says, Cinder controversy supposed comes from Arganesh. I'm going to say that name. I'm just going to read the first two and that's it. Twitch VTuber Cinder has gone viral to become an embroiled in major controversy. All started April 2025 of 26 of 2025. VTuber Nanonice issued a Google document announcing the termination of their work with Cinder. In a document, Nanonice was accused of a streamer manager redacting their manager known as Red. I don't know what it is, but like, there's even this one, the freaking goat person herself, man. Liliana, as I call her, aka this one. Like I said earlier in the video, this chick needs no introduction. This one right here definitely knows no introduction. Freaking Shy Lily, this chick. She even made a big giant tweet on Twitter X, and that's crazy, man. This is why I want to do it separate. It's probably going to be Friday, Saturday when I do the video. This continues to manipulate and gaslight and absolute insanity. Shy Lily slams VTuber Cinder for her apology following her recent controversy. This is a big ass giant freaking tweet here. I think this was it here. No, it wasn't that. It was one of the tweets before. I know that. This is crazy, dude. Let me see. It's somewhere. It's very, very long. This is a very long ass tweet. That's why I want to do this in a separate video. Because, dude, this shit. Oh my god. She went off, man. She probably screamed her head wide the fuck open when she made this tweet. Look how long this thing is. Jesus Christ, dude. That is a long ass freaking tweet. I read a bunch of these before I started the video earlier. A couple of YouTuber chicks I know from here. I know this one. The Alicia one. I remember her. She's cute as hell. Very super pretty bitch in real life too. And Buff Pump. I've talked about her before. Aurelius. Oh, and then this chick too. Rosie Bellman. Yeah. That was the one I was talking about. That was a fire cow from earlier. Oh, and Lanya too. So a lot of these fools, they really ended up siding with Shy Lily big time on this one. This is why I want to do a separate video. Long story short, just a fast, extremely right at the moment, off the top of my head, off the top of my dome, hot take. She fucked up on it. I wish she didn't fuck up on it, but I don't know why, but this chick, Cinder, she always reminded me of this other girl here. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim for this one right here. I don't know why. She always looked like this one every time. A.K.A. Spite. And then this other one, Smugalana, too. She reminded me of all three of these girls. I don't know why. I think because they're all foxes and hound demon girls. Wolf girls. That's why they all three of them kind of look like they're Avatar YouTubers. Not because all three of them are just white girls either. But man, they fucked up so bad, bro. They screwed up immensely. Nobody's probably never going to work with them again. Just like what happened on Trikui last year, too. Oh my god, I don't know if she's ever going to be able to do VTubing again, or she's going to have to completely quit. She stabbed everyone and talked shit behind everyone's back. She's fucked. This reminds me of the whole creep show art thing that happened in 2021. And as I was saying, I'm out here, no outro. Peace out, my sauerkraut, lazy mice, you on the side. Get easy, I'm gone, I'm out. Stay tuned more to the content channel. See you guys soon. Goodbye.